All right, let's toss it over to the girls. We're talking Ask the Car Chicks. Rent or buy, guys?
That is right. We are here with Kasey Webster. She is General Manager of Larry H. Miller Chevrolet in Murray, and we are here for Ask the Car Chicks. She answers all of our burning questions that we might not know. We might be a little too nervous to go ask someone that we don't know. So what are we talking about today?
So we're going to talk about leasing. It's probably the biggest question that I'm asked. Excuse me, is should I buy, should I lease, what are the benefits? So a quick explanation of a lease and some terms that you'll be asked are cap cost, which is your sale price on a car. They have the depreciation and your residual, which is the expected end price of a vehicle. And the nice thing about a lease is you're only paying the depreciation and you're on a really short-term cycle so that you can make changes as you go through.
So I have needed you because my car is getting older. It's been in the shop a lot, and I am one of those people that is trying to make that decision. So who is the best person that would be, you know, the greatest leaser?
You know, honestly, I think about 60% of people who are out in the car market today, a lease is a better option for them. And some scenarios that people don't necessarily think about. You know, right now we have a lot of people who are coming because their kids are going off to college. So they want to come co-sign on a $10,000 or $12,000 car with them. Every time I will advise them to lease. It gets them through college. They're in a safe car. They don't have to make a lot of repairs on. The only thing you've got to get them to do is change the oil. But the benefit to the parents is at the end of the lease, their kids are out of school, they can go get a job, they have credit, and you're not on the hook for 6 or 7 years. It's really just a 2, 3, or 4 year term. A couple other scenarios are if you've had marginal credit, even bankruptcies. Right now, a lot of manufacturers are really stepping up and helping people to get into a brand new car. They're getting a much better payment. The interest rate is better, and quite frankly, the manufacturers are looking for loyalty because if they help you in your time of need, you're going to come back and buy your next car when you're ready to move up and move on. And you know, another scenario in flexibility, I actually use myself as this example. 5 years ago, I have an 8-year-old, I had a 6-month-old, and I found I was pregnant with my 3rd child.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, so the economy was not great. Gas prices were really high, but we had to get a different car to change for our family. So it worked out well. We picked a sedan. We bought leased a Malibu for 2 years, knowing that everything was changing. Fast forward 2 years, you know, now I have kids that are kicking the back of my seat, and we're ready to move up. My son's playing football. We need to have extra space, so we moved to a small SUV. Again, I did a 2-year lease because I knew they're still growing and things are changing. And then earlier this year, now my kids want to bring their friends. You know, I'm just like every other mom trying to get through.
You're the carpool.
Exactly, doing everything, and we needed to be able to tow, so we got a Tahoe, but we were able to do a 3-year lease because life's not going to change that much for us, but it helps to keep the payment. And I work in a car dealership, but it's awesome for me to not do anything but change my oil, and no, I don't have to worry about it.
And you're driving a nice car. That's the part that sounded too good to be true to me. I was saying, wait, I get to drive a really nice car, and it's not going to be that much more expensive than buying if you're doing a car payment.
It's going to be less. It's going to be significantly less. So anywhere from $50 to, depending on the car you're looking at, maybe a couple $100 less than payment to lease.
I like this option because a lot of times I think people out there are thinking, okay, I have to go buy a car and we're in the long haul for at least 10 to 15 years.
Exactly.
And this way you don't have to make that commitment because life changes so much. So I think it's a great option.
It is a really, really great option.
And then for people out there who think renting and leasing are the same thing, will you explain the difference?
So it's not the same at all. I mean, lease, you have a set term. You know exactly what you're going to pay. The benefit is at the end of a lease, you really have every option. So you can come in and just for number's sake, let's say the residual is $20,000 and the car's worth $17,000. You get to walk into your dealer, hand them the keys, go get another car, and the depreciation is not yours to worry about.
Wow.
You might just be, even you might want to buy your car because it's worth exactly what they thought, and maybe you do want to keep it for a little longer. The third option, we actually had this a couple weeks ago. I had a lady who had leased a Traverse from us 3 years ago. She came in, her lease was up to get a Tahoe. We appraised it, and she actually had $2,000 equity to put towards her new lease, so she got a nicer car for less payment.
Amazing. Okay, and if people want to ask you a question, every week you're answering their questions, so go contact them, and then you could win a detail from you guys. So you get your car detailed and get your questions answered. Up next, we are talking about a giveaway. It's to Zest, the hottest vegan restaurant in Utah.
Fox 13's The Place is sponsored in part by Ask the Car Chicks.